Every smart device you touch, from the airbag that saves your life to the smartwatch tracking your pulse, relies on a hidden world of technology. Welcome back. In our last video, we laid down our core frameworks for mapping out your career: find, analyze, and route. Today, we have officially found our target: embedded systems engineering. So, let's dive into the topic. But hold on, did we miss something? Yes, we didn't analyze a path before we step into. So let's put some analysis here. We have to analyze the terrain. Is this field actually right for you? Or are you about to step into a trap? Let's look at the raw data. Since the principle of our channel is to explore the paths together, for that, through research and self knowledge, I made some questions, myths, and traps that you may face in this career. So, let's answer the questions and bust the myths together. What is an embedded system? In simple terms, an embedded system is a specialized combination of hardware and software designed to do one specific task exceptionally well. Unlike a desktop computer that needs a massive microprocessor to handle thousands of different commands at once, an embedded system doesn't need layers of bloated architecture or endless registers. It is lean, fast, and hyper efficient. Modern embedded devices require absolute precision. This is why they often run a real time operating system, or RTOS. An RTOS ensures that critical instructions like deploying a car's airbag during an accident happen instantly with zero latency. Even a millisecond latency could be disastrous during the medical surgery or at the time of aircraft launching. What does an embedded engineer actually do? Let's bust a myth. The day to day life of an embedded engineer is less than sci fi robotics and more about intense problem solving. It is a job where you get your hands dirty with physical hardware. A huge chunk of your time will go into reading component datasheets, writing low level firmware close to the metal, and figuring out why a sensor is returning absolute garbage data at 2 am. Unlike normal app developers, your code has to live within strict, unforgivable physical boundaries. A chip's limit, memory budget, strict power consumption limits, exact timing constraints. You will spend your entire day writing firmware in C, reading wiring diagrams, and debugging with hardware tools like multimeters and oscilloscope, not just basic print statements. Like, if you ask a software engineer to debug the program, they use print statements to navigate to the error regions. And I guess, in my opinion, understanding the hardware, working close by the hardware, and programming the hardware for a desired task is so fascinating, isn't it? Comment your opinions below. The AI era, is it still a good career? With the rise of artificial intelligence, many students ask, is this field still safe? The answer is yes, and it is actually more critical than ever. Large language models are impressive in the cloud, but someone has to squeeze those massive models onto a real piece of silicon inside a standalone device. That is where you come in. This is the booming world of Edge AI, running intelligence directly on cameras, wearables, and medical devices without relying on the cloud. Robotics and drones require embedded engineers for the real time physical control. Automotive tech is skyrocketing as self driving cars require massive array of embedded microcontrollers. AI chips cannot communicate with the real physical world without low level firmware integration. To enter this field, you don't need to know everything upfront. You just need a strong foundation in basic electronics, digital circuits, and mathematics. Mathematics is the core of each engineering career. Whether you are from the electronics, mechanical, chemical, whatever the course it is, the math that lays foundational reasoning for the subject. However, you need a massive amount of patience to debug the hardware. But most beginners fall into three dangerous traps early on. Learning C or C the wrong way. Many students try to master complex C concepts like D, pointer manipulation, or file management right at the start, getting overwhelmed and quitting. There is a right time to learn this, and we will cover exactly when. The Arduino illusion. Just connecting a sensor to an Arduino and copying code from the internet does not mean you have learned embedded systems. You have barely scratched the tip of the iceberg until you learn how to read the datasheet and understand why that sensor works. Confusing IoT with embedded systems. They are completely different paths. IoT focuses on the cloud networks and the communication of data. Embedded engineering is where you provide the device at the absolute hardware level. Which job do you feel more related to you? Comment below. If you are willing to dedicate the next 1 to 2 years to truly mastering this field, the career scope is massive. But how do you actually start? Which microcontroller do you buy? Which protocol should you learn first? In the part 2 of this series, we are moving to our third pillar, root. I will give you the exact step-by-step roadmap to go from absolute beginner to job-ready embedded engineer. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the map. And remember, the first step is the hardest of all. Choose the best one to step on.